No, like,
100%.
is my nervous system fucking regulated?
Live, laugh, love.
I know.
This is like a lore German.
Ugh, don't say that again. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't.
I love teaching people who are chafe.
We have been so brainwashed into thinking that a man will save you.
Someone feels heavy.
My handwriting is not that great.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode.
The third one already.
Wow.
Time flies by.
I'm proud of us.
Same. We're doing great. I
You're doing
hope.
great,
Let
sweetie.
us know.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
I mean, of course, it'll get better also, but, you know, I like where we are.
It's going very smoothly.
Yeah.
I will say we're a good duo.
Yes.
If I say so myself. How have you been? How are you?
Doing, just okay. Let's be very honest.
That's fine.
There's room for improvement, but I think also I'm really craving summer. I went to the Balkans, to Bosnia actually this January. And every time I come back, I'm like, why do I go when it's winter? Like, it's so cold and you can't do a lot. So I think next January, I'm just going to go someplace where the sun
I hear you.
is, present.
I hear you completely.
Yeah.
I'm craving the sun too.
Yeah.
The snow we've seen already here in the West, in the Netherlands at least. I'm over it, seen it. It was white, it was cold, it was fine, it was fun. But you can leave now.
Yes. Yeah, how have you been?
I'm good, I would say.
Okay.
Like, things can be better, but I try to focus on what is going well. I feel like I'm like 27 now, and a lot of the foundations are there.
Yeah.
Like, I know who I am, I know what I want.
Yeah.
But like, it's this transition phase where I am not still seeing the things manifested in my reality, not everything. So it's like this transition period where, like your head and your heart are a bit like fighting with each other with things, or you are so aware of the things that you learned in therapy, that you learned yourself by reading, but like you still sometimes fall in this like trap of like old patterns, which is very normal, I think. So it's a bit, an interesting period.
Yeah, I hear you. And I think, for me, I'm turning 31 this year, soon, in a month,
A great
actually.
Aiden Kafe
Yeah, so speaking
topic.
of...
Tell me more. How is turning 30 like?
They say a lot of things when you turn, or you're about to turn 30, like, oh, you're gonna feel your knees, or life is gonna get really...
Do you feel your knees?
I did. I had a really big knee problem, but let's skim over that part. I don't want to discourage people, but I think I have to say, for me, my 30s or my 30th year has been very challenging. Where like, you're going through that transition phase, right, that you mentioned. I feel like for me it was the most uncomfortable year so far. I felt like I was growing out of this skin into a new skin. Yeah. And it's very confronting, also in a good way, but there's moments where you're like, oh, I don't know how to navigate this. And like you said, you kind of fall into old patterns, you're learning new patterns. And I think, again, falling back to what we discussed, that's why therapy is good. You get the right tools to... I think what's been really helpful is just being more self-aware of like, oh, right now I feel that I'm dipping into a lower period or, into my old patterns, and I can recognize them better, address them. But I think it really hits different. And I was so against it, when people were like, oh, you're turning 30, shit is about to change, you're going to be X, Y, and Z. I was like, no, don't bring that negative energy, into my space. I feel like I'm 22 still, and I do, But
and we can deduct years of our age because of Corona, in my opinion.
Yes.
So I am 25, and I feel like I can relate to that number 25 way more than 27, but it's all a construct anyway. I hear you completely. It's like about the mindset that you have, the people that you surround yourself with, 100%. Whether they keep you, not per se young. Like, I don't put value on young or old, but like...
Not in that
this
sense.
mindset of like learning, keeping, evolving yourself, So I hear you.
Also, I think playfulness, it's such an important
Playfulness
topic.
is so important.
Yeah.
And I think in our Balkan culture, playfulness is something that children have, but as an adult, you're just like... Even as a teenager already, I feel like, especially as a Balkan woman, you're like an adult, you should take your things seriously. There's no room for playfulness or to learn along the way or learn by doing. And I feel like, I'm not 30 yet, I'm 27, as mentioned, but I feel like I'm also trying to learn that more, to also just enjoy the process. Not, for example, also with this podcast, Kulti, like, it would be amazing if people could watch it and we could like live from it at one point. But for me, it's not the goal anymore per se. Like I'm literally learning these new ways of doing life, like just experience stuff and make mistakes, see what happens, learn, grow, and just taking like all these chances that you can get, you know, instead of like just focusing on the goal. I think my 20s so far has been like really focusing on goals, but now that I'm going to my 30s, it's more about like experiencing and the process. And
100%.
Does it sound relatable?
It does. I think in your 20s also you're like trying to prove something, right? Either it is to yourself, to your parents, to the people around you. It's for external reasons that you do things. And I feel like once you hit the 30 mark, as cliche as this sounds, and I think it's cliche for a reason, but you do things for you. And you realize that the job, the whatever it is that's holding you back or is in the way, you stop focusing on that so much. Your value doesn't come from that anymore, but how do I feel? Who am I surrounded with? You know, 100%. Like, is my nervous system fucking regulated? You know, I didn't think about that when I was 20-something.
I didn't even know what a nervous system was. Can you imagine?
I was being, you know, shy, but...
And it's I think nervous system is also a great topic for like another time also, by the way. Like I really want to delve into this concept of like nervous system healing, especially with the Balkan lens. But 100% agree. Are you looking forward to things in your 30s, like things that you can really embrace now?
Yeah, I am. You know, I am. I think, like you said, you're really getting to know yourself on a deeper level. And I'm excited for this new version of me. You know, I've made some drastic changes in my life that we'll discuss at some point in this podcast, not right now. But, you know, like...
We're still getting to know each other, you know.
Exactly. Hold on. And, you know, right now I'm excited to explore that and to see what the future brings. And there's moments where, you know, it's scary. You're going through a new thing and navigating a different life. But I'm also very excited for that. You know who you are. You know what you want in life and what brings you joy. And you have the right tools to do so. So I am.
How are you, just curious, how are you looking back at like your 20-year-old self then?
I think she did the best she could. Really brutally honest.
20-year-old me, I have love for her.
Yeah.
I have a lot of sympathy for her.
Yeah. But also, what the fuck?
Like, I do not recognize myself. Like, I have changed in so many ways. And when I think about it, like, I do feel proud. You know, I'm like, wow, the steps that I've taken, like, I felt so uncomfortable at moments. And I will have this still, like, I think even in your 40s there will be stuff that you have to confront yourself with. Like, life is dynamic, but I feel the difference between 20 and 30 is so huge for me, at least. Like, if I could sit now with my 20-year-old self, which is like 7 years ago, but let's say like 18-year-old self, like I would be like, girl, you don't know shit. You think you know shit, you don't know shit.
But that's the thing, right? I think, and I watched this somewhere on a podcast, that it's good that we think we know all this, right? Because you also learn from it. That's how you grow, right?
Yeah.
And then you look back and you're like, you had no idea what you were doing. But now, luckily, with that information, let's say, use it as like data that you have on yourself, right? I knew nothing. And, you know, I'm going to go through life still thinking, I don't know anything. Like, not because I don't know anything literally, but because there's so much to unlearn, new things to learn, new habits, you know, and that's exciting, but it's also scary. How do you feel? You know, you're 27, 3 years away from turning 30. What's it like for you?
You know what? I'm super excited to turn 30. I'm looking at it with so much excitement. You know, like, I don't know if you've watched Sex and the City. I've binge-watched it like 2 or 3 times. And realizing that these women are, when the season starts, they are 32 and life just begins for them, and they, along the way, they fuck up, they make mistakes, and they just do it together. Also, this like girlhood perspective for me going into my 30s. I think I'm also de-brainwashing myself into thinking like things should be a certain way, especially from a Balkan perspective. I'm just so excited to like fill in life the way that I choose to, you know, with girlfriends, traveling, you know, like the rest is optional. Like the rest is just optional. Like really thinking about what do I want as a 30-year-old woman. Like that really excites me.
Did you, straying off topic a little bit, but did you ever watch the movie or read the book Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
No.
Okay, never mind. Then this is
it like a good recommendation?
I mean, it is when you're a teenager, right? And for me, that was like such a pivotal moment, like, oh, look at these girlfriends. They're traveling and they're sharing these jeans. I think they're sharing the same jeans for some reason because it brings luck or something.
Okay.
I don't know. It's very teenage coded, right?
Yeah, okay.
So, but like, I remember looking back at it and thinking, oh my God, I can't wait to go travel with my girlfriends and have that girl. And now that I'm here and I have a grown woman salary, let's put it that way, I can do those things, fulfill those dreams. And I'm like, wow, you know, it's so nice. That's what makes it exciting. And looking back, you can tell your younger self, like, hey, we got there. You know,
100%.
like this was a movie you watch, but we got there. And it's so important, I think, especially in your 30s, for women, like you realize how important womanhood and sisterhood
100%
is even more.
Especially as like I will keep repeating it, but as a Balkan woman, we have been so brainwashed, and I'll leave it at that after this, but we have been so brainwashed into thinking that a man will save you, or that marriage will save you, or children will save you. And I'm just like so excited to deconstruct this idea and like feel in life differently for myself. I'm the first woman who can travel freely, you know, in my bloodline. Like I'm gonna make use of that.
Yeah.
So let's talk in like 10 years at this podcast again, see like what our 40s will have in store for us. I'm very excited.
Inshallah. I'm excited for that.
Like go into the next segment. I really liked the taboo bowl. Did you like it?
I loved it. I mean, we're here for the controversy,
I love a good taboo, you know? Like, because also like deconstructing the things that we have been taught is also deconstructing like the taboos, talking about taboos. So
let's do it again.
You know what I brought? The taboo bowl.
Yes.
And you know what? Like you can still pick one. It's fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
she's kind of mine. I feel like she's mine.
Okay. Bismillah again. Okay. Ooh, this one feels heavy.
Heavy, okay.
Oh, there's a lot on here.
Oh. My handwriting is not that great. Should I read it?
People complaining being... You know what? Here you go.
Thanks. Balkan people complaining being homesick but never moving back.
Ooh.
You know what?
I feel attacked.
I think my biggest pet peeve...
Oh, biggest?
I think one of my biggest pet peeves as a Balkan person, like, I have a lot of sympathy for people that left their home country and went into a new country. I completely understand how hard it is, but if you're here and you only complain, I'm so done with your, like, victim narrative. Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't. Like, it's okay if you don't like it here. Like, I'm not here, like, I'm not the culture police, you know? Like, but go back. Like, I sound like such a right-wing father now. I swear I'm not. But, like, it's just, like, this narrative of, like, everything is so much better there because life can be super hard here also. And I really do feel for those people. But if you keep repeating it... I just can't. Like, at one point, my sympathy is just gone. And also, you don't live the reality there. So just go experience it. I mean, I'm talking a lot for this first, but what do you think? Do you agree, or are you like, girl, you're way too hard on people?
No, I agree. And, you know, I agree because what's it going to do for you, right? All this complaining, all this bad energy you're bringing into not just my life, but your own, the people around you. Like, why do that? It's okay to complain once or twice and... You know, pour your heart out. It's fine. You know, we all miss our home countries, and that's okay. Yeah. We cannot relate to them, right? In that sense. I mean, I feel even homesick. You know, and I wasn't born there. I was born and raised here. Yeah. But still, you know, I have that feeling of longing. You know, and belonging. You know, which you feel sometimes more often there. 100%. But also, and you know, I'm really lucky that my dad doesn't do that. He often says, like, you know what,
Shout out to your dad.
Yeah, he says often, I'm very grateful for this country that, you know, even when we needed refuge, that they took us in at the end of the day because they fled from a war, right? And things could have panned out really differently for them had they not done that. And like you said, if you don't like it, you have two choices. Either you change it or you accept it.
I'm just like, do something.
Right. And then the third one is complaining, which is just draining for all life forces around you.
It's more like, it frustrates me, but it's also just sad to see, like... to see that people came here with aspirations and dreams probably, and it's just, I can really imagine that it's so much tougher than you would expect, especially if you're maybe not like a refugee, but if you're more like for economical reasons, like a lot of Macedonians are. I'm not saying all Macedonians complain, by the way, but as like a difference, you know, in perspective. But like, if it doesn't work here and you miss your country so much, like, see if it works back home then, because also this is also an additional like hot take on the taboo.
Okay.
But like there are so many people in Macedonia, the context that I know, that would love to have an opportunity to come here and study and work and get everything out of life and the opportunities that they don't have there.
Yeah.
And you sitting complaining here.
Yeah.
Like I'm frustrated for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. And I moved to Germany, right? 6 years ago. And now I just recently moved back.
This is like a lore. She's like part German.
Ugh, don't say that again, please. Astaghfirullah. But I moved back and I also didn't like it there, right? I mean, I tried it and there was different reasons that I went, and I'm happy that I went because, again, I was in my 20s and it's such a different experience and an opportunity for growth, for leaving your country and doing it somewhere else. But at some point I was like, okay, this doesn't feel right anymore.
No.
So I had two options. Either accept the fact that I live there or I move somewhere else, and I moved back. Yeah. And I think that's the only way to look at it. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe we're talking from a very comfortable perspective.
Yeah.
If you don't agree, please let me know. Like, I would love to have a great discussion about this in the comments. Like, fight me if you want.
Ooh.
But I will stand on it. You know, like I will stand my ground. I just don't think it's productive for anyone.
Yeah.
That being said, do you have like anything to add on this for like the last?
I think we're aligned on this one, which doesn't
so boring actually. Like I thought maybe you were gonna be like, girl, you're way too hard on these people. Like, no, I've seen it like just from close, so it's you know, it can be. But if you don't agree again, let me know.
Yeah, I'd love to hear a different perspective.
And I will not change my opinion though. But
okay, somebody's gonna fight you. Yeah,
I think like building on this topic of like being here and just not fitting in completely, or seeing like people around you not fitting into this society. We asked the audience, you guys, to share a story with us. And I have a story from one of the viewers of Kulti that I think is so juicy that I want to share it with you and dissect and discuss with this person's permission, of course.
It's anonymous. Obviously, we always keep it anonymous, but we'd love to hear your perspectives. Yeah, like, it's important.
I think 100%. I think a couple of weeks ago we asked through Balkanism, by the way, shout out to Balkanism. Yes. Go follow them on Instagram.
Learn a lot from them, actually.
100%.
Even as a Balkan person, wow.
Yeah, you follow them also, right?
Yeah. For a while
so
now.
Balkanism is this amazing platform that really is anti-ethno-nationalistic, pro all minorities, and it really put the Balkans in such a positive light. Yeah. It's like a breath of fresh air. So if you don't follow them, go follow them. Yeah. But through this channel, we asked for your guys' stories. Yeah. So I was thinking...
Drum roll. Okay.
I'm going to read this story and we're just going to see what you think. Okay. All right. Between two worlds. I grew up in the Netherlands, but inside our house, everything was Balkan. The language, the food, the music, the loud arguments, the even louder silences. As a kid, I was embarrassed by it. I wanted sandwiches for lunch, not burek wrapped in foil. Girl, like if your mom knows how to make burek, like call me.
But at that point,
anyway, let's not stray away. I wanted my parents to speak perfect Dutch at parent-teacher meetings, not that heavy accent everyone could hear. One time in the supermarket, I corrected my mom when she mispronounced a word. She went quiet. I still think about that moment. Oof. Now I'm older and I realize I'm the one who lost something. My language isn't fluent anymore. I search for words. I can't fully explain my feelings in the language they were born in. Yeah. In the Netherlands, I'm too foreign. Back home, I'm too Western. Sometimes it feels like I come from two worlds but don't fully belong in either. And yet, when I hear Balkan music, something in me breaks open. I feel safe. Yeah. Maybe home isn't one place. Maybe home is carrying all of it inside of you.
I mean, who doesn't break open when they hear helicopter from Fazlija, you know?
This was so unexpected.
And that's the song that went through my head, mind you.
Helicopter. It's such a hit. Yeah, I love how that became like a whole meme on the internet. Like,
love it.
Real representation, guys. People that don't know the Balkans, they were like, that's my first.
That's an intense first interaction, though.
But very accurate, though.
Very accurate, yeah.
But what do you think of this story?
You know what? I relate to that to a certain degree, right? I grew up in a home that, my parents came, like I said, as refugees, so they obviously didn't know Dutch. So we spoke Bosnian only at home. My grandpa and grandma lived here as well. So, with them as well, we spoke Bosnian. And then I remember going to, because you go here quite early to school, right? At the age of 4 or 5, you start going to school. And I remember at the parent-teacher meeting, for a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Anyways, that they mentioned that I didn't speak Dutch very well and that I had in Dutch they say taalachterstand, right?
Oh, like
I don't know how, like
how do you say? Like
multiculti.
Yeah, like you're not
fluent. You don't speak
You're
it.
not with the other students on their level, like
exactly.
language-wise. Yeah.
Which fair. How could they? You know, how could I? And those type of things where you're like, oh, like I didn't know that was an issue. Like obviously at some point you learn Dutch anyway.
Yeah.
But also, like I said, being kind of maybe not embarrassed, but when you hear the accent and you're like, oh, I'm like immediately on the spot, immediately like I'm a child of immigrant parents and stuff like that, which is uncomfortable on another level. But once you grow up, you realize how privileged you were actually, that you didn't grow up just speaking one language. You grew up with a different culture as well to it. And there's so much you learn. Like I'm looking at my values, right? And the morals that I have in life. Trust me, those came from my parents, from my culture, from, what you learn back home. And I think when you're a kid, you just want to fit in. Yeah. So I get it. I get that you want a broodje hagelslag, and you don't want to come with burek. But honestly, burek any day.
Yeah, burek any day, all day.
Any day, all day, yeah.
I think I used to be like, I used to carry so much shame around my identity too. Not per se like language-wise. I think part of that is due to the fact that my mom speaks very fluently Dutch. You have heard her talk, So with language-wise, I've never felt being different in that sense. But I went to a gymnasium, it's called in Dutch, which is like grammar school in English, I think. And it was very white, all Dutch people. And when I came there for the first time, I was like, because at my primary school, it was very multiculti. But then coming to this grammar school with all white people and all their parents were doctors, lawyers, like, I don't know what. I started to feel so much shame about my background and about my culture. And I didn't want to eat any Macedonian food anymore. I didn't want to speak my language anymore.
Really?
Even though like, it's in school, I would like talk about like the Balkans and try, educate people. But I think deep down, I also wanted to stray away from it. Like, it was very paradoxical. But yeah, at one point, I think I finished high school and I remember looking in the mirror before like going to college and I was like, who am I? Like, I don't recognize myself anymore. So much of my identity has been erased because of this shame. Yeah. And it's not that other people intentionally shamed me, but like as a teenager, you have like issues at home that are very Balkan related. Yeah. And I would go up to friends and explain maybe like problems that you have with your parents sometimes, like, oh, my dad said this, that I couldn't do this. And then like my friends would try to help from a very good, with good intentions, from a good place. But it was just, they would just not understand and even like maybe look down upon like how I was raised at times, which, that is their issue, that they have to like decolonize their mindset.
100%.
But I think, that's why I also started doing an international study afterwards to like really fit more in, and it was a very good choice, I think, to do that. Yeah, so I hear you completely, but I think it's such a process, like especially going into adolescence, you will, if you're open for it, you will embrace your culture more, don't you think?
100%. And, I feel that part where she said, or, like, going back, I felt so Western, and being here, I felt so
that is
Balkanic.
Sort of being so Balkanic.
And then you realize at some point, I don't know, like you wake up one day, or for me at least, you wake up one day, you're like, no, I don't have to choose. Like, I am both. I can be both.
It's so liberating.
It's so liberating. And also you realize, whoa, like you speak one language. Yeah. I speak 3. Yeah. Because of this reason, because you don't fit in just in one box. And
well, you speak more. You speak Croatian, Serbian, Bosnian.
There you go, like the list is endless. But you know what I mean?
On my CV always. I'm like, yes, I speak Macedonian, Bulgarian. I speak Serbian, Croatian, Bosnian.
There you go. See, you can even add more to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand Macedonian. To a degree,
If you understand my dialect, girl, you understand Macedonian 100%.
Yeah, certain things tricky, but But like you realize that, I don't have to be one thing or the other. Like,
It's like a construct that you put on yourself.
Exactly.
Like a constraint, yeah.
And you know, the best thing that you can be is be yourself, because that always draws the right people.
Live, laugh, love.
I know it sounds so cliche. I know.
I'm too Balkanic for this.
I know. But you know what I mean? Like, even if you're not that one thing, like, I don't speak, and we speak fluently. Both of us speak fluently our language, right?
Yeah.
But there's sometimes words that you don't know, or, you know, certain jokes that don't land or whatever.
Yeah.
But fuck it, honestly.
Yeah, it's who you are, and it's okay.
It's who you are. More than okay.
Yeah. And I think also Balkan people from the Balkans also accept that our culture consists of immigrants.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of taboo shame around, you know, diaspora. Like, we're not really Macedonians, we're not really Bosnians, and I'm generalizing like a mindset right now.
Yeah,
not everybody thinks like this, but accept that there are immigrants. Immigration is such an intrinsic part of our culture. It's not something we can deny. And we are as Macedonian or Bosnian as you guys, but just in a very different way. And even though we don't share the same experiences or very different experiences, it's still Macedonia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope people don't deconstruct my
no.
words wrong now. But no, it's okay that you're different also from Macedonians or Bosnians or Balkan people there. Like, that's completely okay.
But girl, even look at for example, Bosnia, right? We have so many nationalities and religious backgrounds, and we still there, even amongst ourselves, can really like find a way to be in peace with each other. And it's so silly because, like you said, we are not just one thing, you know? Like, we used to be Yugoslavia at some point. Let's start there.
We always come back to Yugoslavia, you know?
I mean, Tito's here for a reason, you know, right? So, but, you know, it comes back to that, like, we are not just one thing.
Yeah.
It is so hard to be just one thing or to not be influenced by 100%. A different culture. There's not, I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So instead of fighting that, and I think hopefully younger generations learn to live with it more or can live to accept it sooner than we have maybe, but it is freeing. It is your power, actually. Use that to your advantage.
100%. I think that's a very beautiful final statement, like a lesson, you know, so I completely agree. And for the person that sent in this story, I hope in this journey you will embrace more who you are. It's so liberating. You don't have to be 100% this or 100% that.
Yeah.
You cannot understand certain words in your native language and still be as Balkan as the rest of the people, you know.
Exactly.
Period. Yeah.
Period.
All right.
Yeah.
This was such a good episode. May I say that? Also, can we have a moment for my earrings?
Okay.
What does it say?
Aman.
Aman.
Oh,
I love that word, Aman.
Immediately
it's like so. Also, her as a guest, guys, we would cry, by the way, if that could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aman, I love Aman. I love Aman, the words.
Yeah.
It's like Aman, Aman.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfect.
How would you translate it? I have no idea how to like translate it. So if anyone has like a good word for it,
I don't think
butt in.
I don't think there's anything in English or Dutch that I can think of.
I love teaching people the word chafe, which you guys also have, right?
Yes.
Cave.
Cave. Yeah.
I love teaching that because it's so powerful. Like, how to explain it's. For those who are just listening, we both
with this, you know, like with the coffee here, like
we both took a stance, like, ooh, we felt it immediately. It's exactly. It's sitting
pleasure.
down with a coffee. Yeah, but it's also the joy of, I don't know, like maybe to translate loosely, the joy of doing nothing, enjoying that. I think Italians have a saying as well.
Probably. We're like long lost cousins, you know,
right?
Italians and
Balkan. Yeah.
But yeah, like I learned so much this episode. I hope you guys too.
Yep.
And we will see you in the next one. If you have any suggestions for segments, topics, we're so
Text
open.
Anita as well.
Text Anita.
Let's make sure she's aware of us.
She's gonna be here, like, mark my words. Yeah. It's on camera. She's gonna be maybe not here, maybe in another.
Also, but with us. She's gonna be with us.
She's gonna be with us, yeah. And shout out to Marcel. We wanted to give him a small shout out because he's been so helpful with setting everything up. So if you are from the Netherlands and you're looking for like a podcast Studio Mozart in Hilversum.
Yes.
He's saying yes. And his Balkan name is?
So what do you like? Marco, Marian?
Like Marco, Marian.
He's in between.
Drop suggestions for the name Marcel, like a Balkan version, and we will rename him, you know?
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Marcel. Thank you, guys. And we will see you in the next one.
Yes. Bye.